Captain's Late News with Deborah Knight.
Tonight, the start of a rousing farewell for Australian Test cricket's most successful captain. Ambulance tragedy, 2 paramedics killed while responding to a call. And more terror in the skies as a British Airways jet is searched. Good evening. Also tonight, the fight to avert restrictions after fire shuts the Moomba gas fields, a private school funding hike set to make education a hot election issue, and Leighton Hewitt and Kim Clijsters camera shy on the eve of the Hopman Cup. But first, a fond farewell off-field for retiring cricket captain Steve Waugh. But the fairy tale end to his career isn't running to script on the pitch, with India batting well. For the fans, though, the day was only about one man, the departing cricket legend.
A send-off fitting a champion. Steve Waugh given a guard of honour as he entered the ground for his final Test appearance. The roar from the crowd was also deafening. Those lucky enough to be inside had to queue from before dawn if they wanted a prize spot in the members' pavilion. The chance to sit near the team worth the effort.
It's not the summer of love, it is the summer of Steve.
And of course, replica red hankies were a must-have accessory. Knowing the different eras of the 18-year career was also important.
Oh, gee, overwhelming for me, because I never thought the day would come. Having seen Steve around the world from 1995 up until now.
I think he's absolutely wonderful, to tell you the truth, yeah. He's doing really, really well for his country. Yeah, he should be a proud man.
Age no barrier to being a Steve Waugh fanatic.
Steve Waugh! Steve Waugh!
Love him.
Some had a play on words to sum up the moment, while mates dressed up in traditional clothing.
Why the sombrero and the flag? This is a tradition. This is 7 out of 8 years, sombrero and the flag. And it'll probably die a death this year because Steve's last Test. I think we have a different outfit next year.
Not every sporting legend gets the chance to end their career on a high. Don Bradman and Kieran Perkins certainly didn't. But everyone here today hopes Steve Waugh will. Well, he didn't pull on the pads today. Merely touching the ball sent the crowd into raptures.
He's been a great leader and he's set a good example, not only in cricket but also in helping less fortunate people, and as a very patriotic Australian.
The Prime Minister will have to join another sellout crowd tomorrow or the next day to see the captain bat.
Stevie Waugh, Stevie Waugh, Stevie Waugh, Stevie Waugh, Stevie Waugh.
Kevin Wild, 10 News.
And we'll have a full match report on the day's play later in Sports Tonight with Ryan Phelan. 2 paramedics have died on their way to an emergency northeast of Melbourne this afternoon. Their ambulance crashed into a tree on a treacherous stretch of the Maroondah Highway at 3:30. Robert Bland, an AMBO for 23 years, and Philip Oakley, just weeks from qualifying, are the first Melbourne ambulance officers to die on duty.
I guess it's just a poignant reminder that that they're not bulletproof. It is a dangerous job that they do.
Traffic is still being diverted on the blocked highway. The holiday islands of Bali and Lombok have been rocked by a powerful earthquake measuring 6.1 on the Richter scale. Thousands of people fled their homes when the 5-second quake hit, the tremor leaving 30 people injured and dozens of buildings damaged. One elderly man died of a heart attack, thought to have been brought on by the quake. Indonesian authorities say popular tourist areas on both islands were untouched. New terrorist fears have turned a transatlantic flight into a worrying trip for passengers. The FBI stopping the British Airways plane and questioning everyone on board.
Fighter jets escorted the British Airways 747 to an isolated stretch of Washington's International Airport after names on the flight's passenger log matched those on a terrorist watch list.
Pilot told us that we were being held because of at the request of federal authorities.
FBI agents questioned all 247 passengers on board while the plane and all baggage was searched.
So the captain said there's a delay, there's some sort of security issue, people are going to be taken off 3 or 4 at a time.
Almost 4 hours after landing at the Dallas International Airport, the scare was over. Passengers clearing customs just in time to ring in the new year. But 2004 is off to a bad start for British Airways. New terror fears forcing it to cancel one of 3 flights into the US today. Intelligence sources say there are still very real concerns for flights in and out of America from France and Mexico. At least one Air France flight has been escorted into Los Angeles under military guard, and last night a flight from Mexico was cancelled after authorities refused to give it permission to land. In the United States, Lisa Goddard-Rolls, 10 News.
A bitter war of words over federal education funding. For the first time, private schools will this year receive more money than universities.
Sydney's prestigious Trinity Boys Grammar, a place there costs on average $12,000 a year in fees, out of reach of most, but benefiting from a massive increase in federal funding, an extra $3.5 million since 2001. That's a 560% increase.
That school does not need that increase in funding.
Under the Howard government, for the first time ever, non-government schools will even receive more taxpayer dollars than universities this year, up from $2.3 billion in '96 to $4.7 billion. That's more than double.
Well, I think the balance is about right in making sure that parents have got choices, that they've got choices that they can afford to make.
The government points out it's responding to a growing trend away from public to private schools. But Australia's top 8 universities are disappointed.
Our need for public funds in our public universities is also very high.
The opposition has identified education funding as an election battleground this year and will release a new policy stripping money from Australia's richest schools under a new funding formula.
We want to make sure that federal funding goes to those students in schools where they have the greatest need.
Brendan Nelson has already rejected the plan, arguing it punishes parents who work hard to give their children a better education. Brad Burke, 10 News.
Still to come in 10's late news, desperate moves to avert natural gas rationing in South Australia. Warnings another El Nino-inspired drought could be on the way. And croc hunter Steve Irwin's baby son makes his public debut.
Do you believe in ghosts?
7:30 Saturday, you will. You'll be slimed, possessed, and scared stupid.
We came, we saw, we kicked it.
Ghostbusters, 7:30 Saturday.
Treat your family with Red Rooster's Dinner and Donuts. A barbecue chicken, family chips, regular serves of your favourites, plus 4 donuts. All in an exclusive collector's box. Australia's tastiest chicken, only at Red Rooster.
It's New Year madness at JB Hi-Fi and they're smashing city prices while stocks last. Jack Johnson, Barbra Streisand, Anthony Wallow and Elvis, just $14.99 each. Think! The Vin Mixers and Kylie's latest all greatest hits on CD or DVD at crazy $17.99 each. And limited edition 2-disc sets like Linkin Park, Chemical Brothers, Bon Jovi, R.E.M. Tori Amos, up to 30% off. This is mad! Ben Harper, David Bowie, Lenny Kravitz, Chet Buckley, Jamiroquai and more, out at $9.99 each. So be quick, only while stocks last. JB, you've done it again.
What is Warner Brothers Movie World? Are you ready to find out? Relax, open your mind, and take a ride. Get set for a whole new reality. The official Matrix exhibit only at Warner Brothers Movie World. The original sets, the costumes, the props, and even the Agent Smith clones. New at Warner Brothers Movie World. Whoa.
When it comes to speeding, the word on the street these holidays is zero tolerance. These holidays, the police are out in force with more speed detectors and the full authority to hand out heavy fines and heavy penalties. Why? This year in Queensland, speed has already taken too many lives. As far as we're concerned, there's been enough blood spilled on our streets.
New crunchy ice cream nuggets. The Cadbury Dairy Milk chocolate outside and inside yummy crunchy ice cream. Your day is about to get a lot more colourful.
Whoops! If there's one thing you want to get busted doing this summer...
Sorry.
It's enjoying a Sunday happy hour.
You guys finishing up or just starting?
Raymond, followed by 10's favourite threesome, 2 guys and a girl, Sunday.
You're watching 10's Late News. Industries and households outside South Australia are facing natural gas shortages after fire cut the flow from the Moomba fields. The state government and Santos are still struggling to restore supplies after yesterday's mystery blaze.
Nobody seems to know what the future holds, not even Santos.
There was a significant incident. There has been significant damage to the plant, and we're in the early stages of that wider assessment.
The crisis has curtailed supplies to major energy users in New South Wales and forced shutdowns in South Australia. If it continues, homes could be next. The South Australian government is just trying to fill the gaps.
We are very concerned about the level of damage that has been done, how long it will take to fix. We are hoping for the best, but planning for the worst.
The Premier is happy for small mercies. The new Seagas line to SA from Victoria, which opened in a rush after the Moomba fire, providing some relief. Ironically, Santos has plenty of underground reserves, but it can't be pumped out quickly enough.
It's enough for 3 or 4 months. The problem is it can't be supplied at the same rate that they would from a processing plant.
A team of investigators from Workplace Services, the Metropolitan Fire Service and police flew to Moomba last night. A preliminary report is expected early next week. Lou Hendricks, 10 News.
To finance and Craig James at ComSec. Now, Craig, we're looking toward the US over the next few days. Some key events there to watch?
Yes, Deborah, later tonight the key ISM manufacturing index, which currently stands at a 20-year high. Economists are looking for a fall in the latest month, but if we get another gain, that should give the Dow a nice little kick up later tonight. The other things to watch out for is a couple of Federal Reserve speakers over Saturday and Sunday, the chief one being the chairman, Alan Greenspan. If major things are said, Australian investors will have the first chance to react on Monday morning.
And what about the Australian dollar? Has it started the new year in good shape?
Well, Deborah, fresh 6-year highs for the Aussie dollar, around about 75.5 US cents. The important thing is the Aussie is not just rising against a weakening greenback, it's rising against most currencies. One way to measure that is the trade weighted index, and tonight the TWI is at its highest level in almost 15 years.
Thanks, Craig. Craig James at ComSec. And the figures reflect the quiet start to 2004. The All Ordinaries gaining 4 points in shortened trade. News Corp propping up the market, gaining 24. Westpac was down 8, while the Commonwealth rose 7. The Australian dollar is buying 75.41 US cents, while gold is trading at $415.75 US an ounce. An horrific nightmare for a 10-year-old Sydney girl, allegedly kidnapped and raped several times after her stepfather was murdered.
The family friend who allegedly preyed on the young girl was arrested late last night. An alert local phoned 000, saying that a man appeared to be hiding in the drain beside his home. It took police using a tracker dog 2 hours to flush out Jeffrey John Hillsley, with locals looking on.
They didn't come here. It was mostly through the drainage area because of what was going on.
52-year-old Hillsley faces 5 charges, murder, kidnap, and 3 sexual assaults, arising from his alleged attacks on the girl. Court papers showing how she was first molested at her home 5 days before Christmas. It's alleged Hillsley returned on New Year's Eve when her stepfather was allegedly murdered, bashed about the head before midnight. The girl allegedly raped again, and for a 3rd time next morning. Jeffrey Hillsley didn't make it into court, his solicitor requesting that he be allowed to remain in the cells below. With no application for bail, he then asked that a close watch be kept on his client while he's on remand in custody. Harry Potter, 10 News.
The devastating weather phenomenon El Niño could again rear its ugly head this year in Australia, with experts predicting a good chance of another crippling drought.
It's a warning farmers around the nation dread to hear. The return of El Niño quite possibly imminent, only months after news it had broken.
The Pacific Ocean is now primed to go back into another El Niño, so it's set itself up perfectly, you might say, to start drifting back towards an El Niño somewhere during autumn.
The overseas models are backed up by the Weather Bureau, whose own data points toward a 30% chance of a return of the crippling weather pattern. The consequences are far-reaching to Australia's economy, water usage and availability still restricted. In Queensland, 95 shires and parts of 4 others are drought declared. That's almost 2/3 of the state. Weather forecasts are set to become far more accurate in the short and long term, with the installation of a $30 million supercomputer at Melbourne's Bureau of Meteorology. It's capable of 1 trillion calculations a second, enabling the atmosphere to be modelled in greater detail.
Youngsters in North Queensland are proving to be no slouches when it comes to protecting their patch. Tempers flared when they staged an environmental protest in Cairns to stop the lopping of their trees.
These pint-sized protesters have spent years playing in this poinciana tree and aren't about to let it go. So when tree loppers arrived, they sprang into action, resisting police and chainsaws.
Nah, that's my tree. Very emotional moment. You know, there are animals and stuff that live in the tree.
Residents say they moved into the Heritage Village residential complex in Cairns because of its green surroundings. And they're angry the body corporate has begun lopping trees without consultation.
The tree loppers came in here before 8 o'clock this morning, woke most of us up out of bed. As you can see around the village, a lot of trees that have been hacked. So we're just trying to have that stopped for protection for our kids, particularly from the sun.
Police say one protester allegedly punched the body corporate manager before the Cairns Council ordered the lopping to stop, at least temporarily. Residents will now take their fight to court.
Courthouse opens Monday, so we're going to take an injunction on Monday and take it through the legal channels.
Michelle Regan, 10 News.
Crocodile hunter Steve Irwin has paraded his baby son just metres from a giant predator. Irwin carried little Bob right up to a croc in front of a packed stand at his Australia Zoo on the Sunshine Coast.
He's 1 month old, so it's about time Bob got out there and did his first croc demo.
Irwin's son is barely a month old, and this is the first time the baby has been seen in public. Michael Jackson was condemned by child welfare experts around the world after dangling his son over a hotel balcony. Still ahead in 10's late news, residents find security plans for the Woomera Detention Centre blowing across a Melbourne park. International fame still awaiting our own Australian Idol.
In the World Idol shot.
And then in sports tonight, India takes the honours on day one of the fourth test.
That's a very well played shot. He loves it in that area.
8:30 Monday.
We don't need your confession.
What would you do if the chief suspect for a murder was your own flesh and blood?
You're trying to send my son to jail. Do you think I'm going to help you?
Law and Order, 8:30 Monday.
And that strings with the score for Western. 272. There's certainly still some life in this pitch.
Yeah, be popular too with your offering program, Ford Falcons, for just 20,888. Fully maintained with aircon, auto, dual airbags, cruise control, plus balance of new car warranty and 6 months rego from just 20,888. Limited numbers left. Offer ends January 31st. It's full-on savings and the full-on Ford official factory clearance. Only at your Ford dealer.
Right now at Noble House Design, you will see price tags that will shock you. After all, we are having a half-yearly clearance sale. Noble House Design, Centro on James and the Gold Coast. Miss this sale, and you'll miss a lot.
Malibu, yes, it's back.
Hungry Jack's Malibu Whopper with the summertime taste of pineapple. $6.95 with regular Coke and fries.
Malibu, Hungry Jack's.
The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
Here we go. It's the Anderson twins. Mate, this is our big chance. It's got to be our wingman. Hi. We'll shout your ears. Wait. Dad, do you know Chris is a great dancer? No, I don't really care.
Two is new. What mates do.
The Athlete Sport half-yearly clearance now on. Genuine savings and the best fit on quality brands like Nike, Asics, Brooks and New Balance.
Nice choice. Nice price.
The Athlete Sport half-yearly clearance.
Now on. The 2004 Annual from Ministry of Sound.
An urgent investigation is underway into how security secrets of the former Woomera Detention Centre were found in a Melbourne park. The documents blowing out of a contractor's industrial bin.
As she walked her dogs through the large and popular Faulkner Park this week, Susie Labasi stumbled across some maps and diagrams. She was stunned to find they showed precise details of the former Woomera detention centre.
There were about a dozen pieces of paper lying on the outside of the fence in the park, ready to blow around for the rest of the day.
The layout of Woomera's fences, gates, emergency lighting, dormitories and secure unit are all shown. Other maps cover everything from classrooms to playgrounds.
I was horrified. Surprise does not cover what I felt. I was absolutely horrified, given the fact that it has been widely publicised, all the problems that they've had there.
Mass protests and breakouts in 2002 placed Woomera in the world's headlines. But last April, a drop in refugee arrivals led to the detention centre's closure. The maps have been dumped just metres from the park in an industrial bin used by Tees, one of Woomera's builders.
They shouldn't have been left intact, they should have been shredded.
The construction company secured the bin, but earlier today one map was still lying beneath it. The container has since been removed. Concerned by the security slip-up, the Immigration Department has contacted Tees, but says it's unlikely the maps contain sensitive information. Tees has refused to comment on camera, but says the incident is being investigated. Christopher Still, 10 News.
A terror attack has left 9 people, including several children, dead and more than 20 injured in Indonesia. The bomb was planted near a stage surrounded by hundreds of people attending New Year's celebrations in the troubled province of Aceh. Despite warnings of potential attacks by Islamic militants, locals claim security at the concert was lax. 2 crewmen are feared dead after an explosion and fire on a tanker in Italy. The blast rocked the tanker as it was unloading benzene fuel in Sardinia. 2 crew members, a Latvian and a Ukrainian, are missing. Firefighters eventually extinguished the blaze, but the vessel remains in danger of sinking. The cause of the explosion is still unknown. A 12-year-old boy has risked his life to save his baby sister. The girl was trapped on the top floor of a burning building when the courageous Boy Scout came to the rescue.
Michael Whitcomb is your typical 12-year-old. Plus, he's now a hero, credited with saving the life of his 18-month-old sister Allison from the family's burning house.
I wasn't basically scared. I was like in a shocking kind of way. I knew I had to stay calm and everything.
While the rest of the family went out the back door of the burning house, Michael went back upstairs and grabbed young Allison. He tried to go back down the stairs but could not because of all the smoke. That's when Michael went back into Allison's room, opened the window, kicked out the screen, climbed out onto the porch roof, and dropped Allison about 8 feet into the waiting arms of Sister Natasha.
So I guess instinct kicked in. I guess. Basically that.
How did you know to do all this?
I'm a Boy Scout.
Always prepared. How good is Guy Sebastian? Our very own Aussie idol went up against the best of the rest, and, well, here's how it all ended.
It conjured more intrigue and emotion, backstabbing and water cooler gossip than any soap opera. Could Guy Sebastian, the boy from Adelaide, with the voice of an angel, overcome the best the world could offer and snatch the crown World Idol from the fancied few from Europe and the USA?
But I think to myself, yeah, what a wonderful world.
Guy's choice of song, a remix of the Louis Armstrong classic What a Wonderful World, was considered brave, but earned praise from a tough judging panel.
Without question, the best voice we've heard so far.
Aussie judge Ian Dicko Dixon doing what Dicko does best.
Because you have the voice of an angel, but you look like a hobbit, right?
But as the world judging rolled in, Kurt Nilsson, the plumber from Norway, looked solid, ahead of Kelly Clarkson, with our Guy still a chance, but a long shot. Finally, the announcement before a TV audience of millions.
From Norway with 106 points, the world idol is Kurt Nilsson. It's a beautiful day.
Kelly Clarkson runner-up, with Guy Sebastian finishing 7th.
He feels like he's let the country down, but I told him not to be such a silly arse. Told him to get his bum back on a plane and come back and see what a superstar he's become in Australia.
Tim Collins, 10 News.
The love match is over for Leighton Hewitt and Kim Clijsters, at least for the next week, when the pair set off face-to-face on opposite sides of the net at the Hopman Cup. After their engagement last month, the couple was a little camera shy at the airport this morning, but they will be enemies on the court over the next 7 days as they play for their respective homelands. For the moment, all focus on their form.
Any thoughts on when the wedding might be? Can we expect it in the next 12 months? Or?
Oh, I don't know, mate. You won't be the first to find out.
The big showdown between Hewitt and Clijsters comes next Wednesday. The latest weather details for the start of the weekend next, then Ryan Phelan with Sports Tonight.
Thanks, Deb. Coming up, Darren Lehman is ready to return to first-class cricket. Bulldogs captain Chris Grant is ready to return to the AFL. Plus, Leighton Hewitt prepares for the Hopman Cup.
Someone will end 2003 with a bang. Everybody wanted this victim dead.
You hated her.
Did you threaten her?
Where were you last night?
So many suspects, so little time. All new NYPD Saturday.
The Tan, for every application under the sun.
In a country far from his own,
Assume firing position!
a soldier will look into the heart of his enemy.
What do you want from me?
What do you want for yourself? And find a way of life. Honor is everything. Worth dying for. Tom Cruise, The Last Samurai.
Malibu, yes, it's back. Malibu, Hungry Jack's.
Hungry Jack's Malibu Whopper is back with the summertime taste of pineapple.
I like that.
A mouth-watering Whopper plus cheese, bacon, barbecue sauce and pineapple. $6.95 with regular Coke and fries. Go to Malibu.
Malibu, yes, it's back. Malibu, Hungry Jack's.
The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
Can't wait to get on Jacko's boat and give him a new rig a go. This is too good to be true.
Jacko! Hey, boys! Hey!
Oh, he's torn it this time. Wait till everyone hears about this.
Welcome aboard, fellas.
So what do you call this, Jacko?
Thought we were spending a week on a fishing boat.
Yeah, keep your hat on. I told you to be no good. Oh, sensational.
Yeah.
This is fantastic,
Good as gold.
Go Harvey Norman for big savings during our half-yearly clearance. Save $100 on this Ariston 5.5 kg front-load washer at $8.99. Buy now and pay nothing until after Easter 2005. Harvey Norman's big half-yearly clearance. You can't afford to miss it.
Now to the weekend weather around the nation. The satellite showing monsoonal cloud across northern Australia, with a band across Tasmania and more developing in the southwest. On the synoptic chart, a low off the northwest has sparked a cyclone watch for the Pilbara, and troughs down the southwest and troughs in Queensland and New South Wales. So tomorrow should be mostly sunny around Cairns, rainy in Brisbane, mostly sunny for Sydney, fine and hot in Canberra, mostly sunny for Hobart and Melbourne, hot with cloud increasing around Adelaide, sunny in Perth and Alice Springs, with possible showers for Darwin. Finally tonight, the sex life at the Adelaide Zoo is getting positively catty. Staff have moved one reluctant lover, hoping absence will make his heart grow a little fonder.
It's been a long time between drinks for 18-year-old Tiger Boy, held in isolation for the past 2 months, awaiting a rendezvous with 8-year-old female Kamiri. Today, the Sumatran tiger transferred to the zoo's old lion enclosure to get to know his betrothed next door. Tiger Boy came to the zoo from Germany 2 years ago, and tigers, being solitary animals, has shown little interest in the opposite sex. Zoo staff hope his new home will get the fires burning.
They'll come together when the signals from the female and the male indeed are just right.
A new lease on life also for the zoo's 3 lions settling into their $50,000 enclosure. They're getting the feel of the open space and enjoying the relative freedom. Even though this new enclosure has only been open for a week, zoo staff say they're already seeing improved signs of behaviour from the 3 occupants inside.
Particularly the 2 females running around and chasing each other, creeping up on each other and jumping around, and very friendly sort of social behaviour.
One of the females is pregnant and could give birth to up to 3 cubs any day now, providing yet another attraction for the already popular exhibit. Peter Sellen, 10 News.
That's the latest from the 10 newsroom. Our next national bulletin is at 5 tomorrow evening. But stay with us. Sports Tonight is next with Ryan Phelan. I'm Deborah Knight from the Late News team. Have a great evening.
On Sports Tonight, India take honours on day one of the fourth test.
That's a nice way to bring up your 50.
Leighton gets ready to serve it up to Kim, and New Year's wish granted. Chris set for a Bulldogs comeback.
Hello everyone, I'm Ryan Phelan. Welcome to Sports Tonight. It's been a thrilling day of cricket at the SCG and there's plenty more going on right around the country. Lehman ready to bid for Steve Waugh's test spot, while the Young Guns fall 8 short of a miracle comeback against Zimbabwe.
High in the air and that should be it.
The Queensland Reds hit the heights in training, plus a final look back at the big performance in 2003.
It gets better and better for Australia.
We start with the fourth cricket test at the SCG, or as many are calling it, Steve Waugh's swan song, but it hasn't got off to the start many had hoped. After day one, India is firmly in control thanks to a return to form by batting superstar Sachin Tendulkar and some nervous moments in the field by the Aussies.
26 men have played Test cricket under Steve Waugh. This morning he thanked the 10 who would be alongside him for the very last time. With an unlucky Brad Williams 12th man, Waugh got his wish for Brett Lee and Jason Gillespie to open the attack. His next for a wicket wasn't granted.
It's well bowled. That's no ball. It's a no ball.
Lee overstepping, then overheating when Katic put down Chopra next ball.
Oh, it's all happening at the Sydney Cricket Ground.
The next Test captain had some kind words for the quick, but the Indians weren't nearly as sympathetic.
Oh, he's had a go at that one over the top. It's a very well played shot.
As they did in Melbourne, the openers rewarded Ganguly's decision to bat by surviving the first session. The sellout crowd did their best to keep up Aussie spirits. Adam Gilchrist finding some humour despite 3 hours without a breakthrough. This brought an even bigger smile to his face.
That's well bowled. Got him. The faint edge. Yes, it's a wicket. That's the breakthrough.
The faintest edge from Sehwag on 72. India won for 123. Chopra next to go after again making a start.
Oh, it's right through him. Superb bowling from Brett Lee.
Lee finally getting his man and savouring the moment.
And there's a chainsaw.
India's leading run scorer of the series, Rahul Dravid, joined Sachin Tendulkar at the crease. The little master working his way back into form, while Gillespie's comeback didn't miss a beat.
Oh, and did that hit the pad first? Up they go. That's given him out. Yes, he's at LBW.
Tendulkar posting his highest Test score in more than 12 months. And while he didn't look quite right and the new ball had him jumping, he wasn't budging with a long overdue century in sight. Tendulkar and VVS Laxman, the latest Indian partnership to frustrate Australia. An unbeaten 90-run stand for the fourth wicket, taking the tourists towards 300 at stumps on a day the Knicks didn't carry and the Test and the series remained in the balance.
Well, everything is going to plan for India after day one. Sachin Tendulkar smashing his highest Test score in 14 months. The Aussies left with plenty to think about heading into day two.
I think India's strategy is obviously pretty clear that they're very happy to win the toss and then try to bat for as long as possible. Because it is a difficult issue coming off back-to-back Test matches and then bowling first.
284 for 3. Any team will take it first day, so it's a good total to start with, and hopefully we'll go on to build on a good first inning total.
Meanwhile, all-rounder Darren Lehman is stepping up his effort to return to the Australian side. He's back in the nets and in good touch despite spending most of the summer off the field with an Achilles injury. He hopes to play in the upcoming one-dayers against India and Zimbabwe. Lehman wasn't named in the initial squad, but national selectors can make changes if needed.
he's right on track for what we thought would be around that early January return. So he's done he's been with us for a little while. He came up to Brisbane as manager and was able to have a few hits and a run around up there.
Lehmann's first chance to impress comes when he leads the Redbacks against Tasmania next Friday. Zimbabwe have started on a winning note in their first match this summer, surviving a real scare from a youthful Australia A lineup in last night's day-nighter at the Wacker. In what was really a warm-up match ahead of the one-day series, they should have made more than the 240 runs they made after a solid start, but their bowling attack did the job, battling a courageous effort from the Aussie tail-enders.
Zimbabwe got there in the end.
High in the air, and that should be it.
But made hard work of it. They had Australia A on the ropes at 6 for 66, but only secured the 8-run win in the 49th over. A stubborn 53-run 10th wicket stand between Griffith and Tate, almost snatching victory for the young guns.
If they bowl the way they, I suppose, plan to bowl, set the fields that they were bowling to. You know, I think they batted okay. I think they probably needed one of the other guys to go on.
Zimbabwe's 240 didn't look to be enough on a docile Wacker wicket. The only bright spot, the form of Stuart Carlisle, who followed his century in the last test in Sydney with another ton. The tourist lineup bolstered by the return of paceman Douglas Hondo and Sean Irvin from injury. Irvin taking 4 wickets, including the match-winning scalp of half-century maker Sean Marsh to a freakish catch from Andy Blicknor.
Takes a wonderful running catch.
I think it is a bit more stronger, or gives us a lot more variation, definitely, with 2 spinners and 4 decent seamers.
Hondo also impressive, 2 for 34, and the key wickets of Dominic Thornley and skipper Michael Clark.
I think they obviously want to try and put him under a bit of pressure straight up, and he came through nicely.
Zimbabwe's build-up to the VB series continues on Sunday against the Western Warriors, and then a rematch with Australia A in Adelaide on Wednesday.
A fresher and fitter Leighton Hewitt has arrived in Perth to begin his 2004 campaign, and while the world number 1 has his sights set on the Australian Open, there's one particular match at this week's Hopman Cup that's sure to test him out.
They're the golden couple of world tennis, but the love match between Leighton Hewitt and Kim Clijsters will be put on hold at the Hopman Cup. Hewitt switching partners, joining fellow South Aussie Alicia Mollick to represent Australia, while Clijsters will play for Belgium. The two countries set to face off in a blockbuster battle on Wednesday.
Alicia's going to go out there and try butt off like she always does, but it's going to be a tough one for her. And I've got to go out there and try and beat Xavier and make it a live rubber for everyone.
Despite his world rankings slipping outside the top 10, Hewitt says he's played some of the best tennis of his career in 2003, fighting victories in Australia's Davis Cup ties against Switzerland and Spain, giving him plenty of confidence heading to Melbourne Park for the Aussie Open.
I've been going to Melbourne Park ever since it opened, and I get goosebumps just walking in the place, and to go out there, and I'd never really played probably my best matches there. I know it was only Davis Cup, it's not the Australian Open, but now I've played 2 of my greatest matches ever in there.
After a reduced playing schedule last season, Hewitt is back at the Hopman Cup for a 3rd time, fitter and stronger than ever. The 22-year-old hoping to go one better than last year after losing the final to the USA. The mixed team event, the perfect way to kickstart 2004. Hewitt with a busy month ahead, the Adidas International next on the agenda before tackling the Aussie Open. The former world number 1 confident of getting back to the top.
If I put myself in a position early in the year, then I might have a crack at it.
Let's take a break. There's plenty more to come on Sports Tonight. Taking nothing for granted, Bulldog star hopes for a comeback.
I'm probably the only bloke with a smile on his face in pre-season at the moment.
Are the Tigers too long in the tooth?
We're not playing as well as what we could at this particular point in time.
Plus sand to snow in the Paris to Dakar.
There's one secret agent who doesn't know how to behave.
Having problems keeping it up, Q?
Roger Moore in the film that's naughty by nature. I need refilling. Naughty by name. Octopussy, 8:30 Sunday.
There's entertainment to go on DVD and video all summer long. Take home a tasty Aussie comedy where grease is the word and revenge is the dish. Takeaway, starring Vince Colosimo, Stephen Curry and Rose Byrne. And the film they tried to ban, the bitter black war comedy starring Joaquin Phoenix and Ed Harris, Buffalo Soldiers. For the ultimate summer takeaway menu, get your entertainment to go on DVD and video.
push me, and then just touch me, till I can get my satisfaction.
Push me, and then just hurt me, till I can get my satisfaction. Push.
Leap ahead with a credit card that offers 5.99% per annum for 5 months. Conditions apply. See the bank. Which bank?
From this time forward, I pledge my loyalty to Australia. And its people.
To Australia and its people.
Whose democratic beliefs I share. Whose rights and liberties I respect. And whose laws I will uphold and obey.
Every new Australian makes this pledge on Australia Day. Shouldn't we all? Australia Day. Celebrate what's great.
In the world of 00, you've got to be hard, turned on, and ready for action.
Do you know what I'm sitting on?
I'm trying not to think about it.
Roger Moore and, well, who cares? She's a bombshell. A View to a Kill, 8:30 Tuesday.
The Western Bulldogs' Christmas wish will soon be a reality. After missing last year with a knee injury, Captain Chris Grant is back in full training and primed for a return in next month's Wizard Cup.
He's a bulldog smiling like a Cheshire cat. Chris Grant is tackling a gruelling pre-season like a dog with a new bone.
I'm probably the only bloke with a smile on his face in pre-season at the moment. There's not too many guys smiling through pre-season, but I'm more than happy to be, starting there with the guys.
The smile's been a long time coming. A ruptured anterior cruciate forced the Bulldog captain to watch his side's embarrassing 2003 from the stands.
Gee, that's not a good sign for Bulldog fans with Grant holding his knee.
A year on the sidelines taking its toll at work and at home.
Enormously frustrating, so it does affect the home a little bit. There's enormous frustrations there, and obviously the wife takes a little bit of that too.
Confident the year off will make him a better captain, the 31-year-old is now keen to show off some new tricks.
I sat in the box for the whole year with the guys in the for the match committee. And the fact that I actually sat there for the whole year for 22 rounds and actually watched every move that they were trying to make, every call that they were making on players, whether it was a mistake or whether it was a positive, those sort of things are going to enormously help me when I return.
Coach Peter Rowe agrees his star defender will be the recruit of the year.
At times you still see things about him that makes you realise why he's been such a good player. He's got amazing balance and poise and agility for such a big man.
An off-season that saw the Dogs draft young guns Adam Cooney and Farron Ray and former Hawk Jade Rawlings has led Grant to harbour great expectations for the club. Even the ultimate goal not out of the question.
Though in '96 we finished basically on the bottom of the ladder and we were 2 points away from playing off in the grand final, so we think that anything's possible.
The Queensland Reds have kicked off a rigorous weekend of training and preparation for the upcoming Super 12 season by abseiling off Ballymore's main grandstand. The unique training was a shock to the system for the Queensland Wallabies, who only rejoined the squad today. Chris Latham confidently plunging off the roof and testing out his goose step along the way. The team was unaware they're being sent on an army-style weekend training camp in the Gold Coast hinterland.
There will not be any guns, I can assure you of that, but there'll be a few challenges for the boys, more mental challenges.
While they're good with the ball in hand, heights are a different story. Today's giant leap proving a little too much for some. The Melbourne Tigers may boast some of the NBL's biggest names, but that's what many critics believe is their biggest problem. The acid test will be put on this weekend against the Sydney Kings, but despite 3 straight losses, the club denies it's too old to still be a force.
As their season teeters on the brink, these mid-30-something stars are battling time and the critics.
If people write us off, sometimes we play a little bit better that way. We get a bit more fired up.
Bradkey, Gaze, Copeland and McDonald comprise an NBL dream team, but all are past 35. 3 unexpected losses on the trot has raised the too old to cope question.
It's still very understandable and logical for people to use that as an explanation for why perhaps
we're not playing as well as what we could at this particular point in time.
But Gaze just simply disagrees.
Right now, I don't think that our major problem really is fatigue.
He puts their ordinary results down to the continued unavailability of players, and despite a modest 10-9 record, is still openly ambitious.
You just don't want to be making up the numbers when you're in the playoffs, unless you're there and you can have a legitimate chance of winning. I think that with the group that we have, that there's no satisfaction in simply making the playoff.
But first they must overcome reigning title holder and the ladder leaders Sydney twice in a week before mounting a late charge. They may be basketball pensioners, but talent-wise they outdo most. Whether they stay on their feet will determine their fate.
The Paris to Dakar rally has begun in conditions that are more associated with the Rally of Sweden. Not a sand dune in sight, only snowstorms, which made the opening stage in the north of France the ultimate challenge for the 400 competitors. Italian outsider Matteo Graziani caused the day's biggest shot, claiming the honours in the motorbike class. On four wheels, Kenjiro Shinazuka steered his Nissan into first place, repeating last year's effort. The truck category served up a fierce battle. 63 of these monsters will compete in this year's event. One game in the NSL tonight with Parramatta Power slotting home 4 second-half goals to beat Newcastle 4-0. Sasso Petrovski scoring a hat-trick. In the NBL, Wollongong smashed Adelaide by a whopping 46 points at the Sandpit, and the Bullets extended their winning streak to 5 with the victory over New Zealand 103-83. Now with all the latest sport odds, here's Bill Anderson.
It's been yet another hard day in the field for Australia, and these batsmen of ours over here are going to have to step up to the plate again tomorrow. Heavy run getters Hayden and Ponting are the best supported. They're both $4.50 to score most Aussie first innings runs. Langer's $5.50, Martin $6.50, Steve Waugh's $7.50 to crack a big score for a fairy tale finish. In domestic one-dayers, our market to take out the ING Cup has New South Wales up top at $2.55, just shading WA $2.60, Victoria $5.50, Queensland $6, South Australia $11 and Tasmania $81 roughies. On Sunday, it's Tassie at home $2.10, playing the Vicks $1.70. The summer of tennis starts tomorrow with the Hopman Cup. The USA team isn't as strong as the past 3 years, which sees them on the $5 line. We can't split the Australian or Belgian lineups of Hewitt and Mollick up against Melise and Clijsters. That sees them joint $3.30 favourites. Not only is this an Olympic year, it also marks the European Soccer Championships. France are a $4.50 pick at the moment, Italy $6, Portugal $7.50, Spain $8, England $8.50, Holland $9, Czech Republic $15, Germany represent a value bet at $19 and Sweden $31. In other overseas sport, we're closing in on the Super Bowl with some terrific matches ahead in wildcard weekend. Baltimore $2, Tennessee $1.81, that could go either way. Carolina $1.62 should beat Dallas and progress through. Same story for Green Bay at $1.31 versus Seattle. While Indianapolis are $1.62 up against Denver, we fancy the Broncos. They're our tip of the week, paying $2.30. Well, I hope 2004 is kind to you. Pick plenty of winners. Have a great weekend.
Stick around. When we return, it's highlights from a great year in sport in 2003.
Cheers, France!
Thanks to everybody. Oh, it's great!
Saturday, get ready for some good old-fashioned Camden rivalry.
Doesn't that sound fun?
Big fun.
Super fun. Yeah.
It's the good, the bad, the very embarrassing. All new Seventh Heaven, 6:30 Saturday.
For each and every occasion, these albums are simply the best. Simply the best songwriters. Simply the best 60s album. And now there's simply the best guitar album.
We don't get fooled again.
And simply the best reggae album. With each specially priced 2 CD set, what you get is simply the best. In store now.
Malibu, yes, it's back. Malibu, Hungry Jack's. Hungry Jack's Malibu Whopper is back with the summertime taste of pineapple. I like that. A mouth-watering Whopper plus cheese, bacon, barbecue sauce and pineapple. $6.95 with regular Coke and fries. Go the Malibu. Malibu, yes, it's back. Malibu, Hungry Jack's.
burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
Save up to 40% off all 4-stock hi-fi systems, components and speakers at Video Pro now. Sony Magnet surround sound separate component package or red hot $13.97. HD digital set-top box only $5.99. LG DVD player with karaoke $179. Massive savings at all stores. Save $200 on this Sony QS digital home theatre receiver and Pioneer complete home theatre package or red hot $7.99. Home cinema at crazy prices. Best deals, best brands. Video Pro.
Crikey! We've got enough fearsome creatures in Australia without you bringing in any more. Declare all food, plant and animal material to quarantine. Quarantine matters. Don't muck with it.
Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
What you watch on commercial television has been classified to comply with a code of practice. Programs carry classification information and warnings. Some programs can only be shown at certain times. Classifications are designed to help you decide what you and your family watch. If you'd like to know more about the Code of Practice, call 1300 134848. For a copy of the code, write to us. Commercial Television Australia.
She always rights the wrong for me, baby.
Over the last 2 weeks, we've been showing you highlights of 2003 from selected sports. Tonight, it's everything we left out. So here's a look at some of the big winners and losers in 2003.
Don't believe in all you read. You can't trust a tabloid magazine. I'm about to break down.
Well, David Beckham left London playing for Manchester United, but arrived in Japan signed to Real Madrid.
Sir Alex Ferguson breaking open the champagne as Manchester United claimed their 15th English League title.
Mike Weir won the Masters. There it is. He's in tears. He's come here so many times as a young kid.
It's Polar's success hitting the front in the slipper. They won't get Polar's success. Yana Biffin's going to win the World Championships. What a performance!
You know, this was a learning curve for next year, and hopefully I won't get complacent and things will just come round and I'll smash those times again.
For the fourth time, the name Andre Agassi will go on the Norman Brooks Challenge Cup.
And I also like to thank my family, my fiance.
Well, they've sent the critics away and have captured the National Basketball League Grand Final in 2003.
Wait for the bell. And that's it.
I'm looking forward to my next challenges that lie ahead.
Oh gee, Elka's not well.
Furyk bogeyed the last, but it didn't matter. His first major victory, the US Open Championship.
The grand final is surely now won by Perth Glory. Ferrero is the champion.
Always I think that one time I can win. And right now, I think that I can win more times.
Look what you've done. You've made a fool of
The women's world #1 getting off to the perfect start with a drive straight down the fairway.
I'm doing what I want to do.
Hometown hero Danny Green was robbed of the world title. This clash judged a deliberate headbutt by American referee Bill Clancy.
I did not come here for this. This is not fair. I did not move. I did not move.
You stood up to me, little mama. You stood up.
Yeah.
Break it up. Break it up. Break it up. Break it up.
Ecstasy for the 21-year-old greeted with a cold Williams handshake.
It's so difficult all my life. I've had to fight.
But Phelps wins, and again he smashes the clock. The greatest of them all, I believe.
And Schwarzschild conquered the world at Royal Ascot.
Well, he's done it. Roger Federer becomes the first Swiss man to win a Grand Slam title.
Thanks to everybody. Oh, it's great.
Congratulations, Roger Federer.
Posada, slow roller right side. Beckett picks it up, tags Posada, and the Florida Marlins are world champions.
Kill has got the better of Ferdinand. He's in for number 2 here for the Socceroos. Harry Kill. It gets better and better for Australia.
Nobody said it was easy.
Seen this before. Armstrong went across the field there. He's back on the road at 4 kilometres to go. Cheers, France.
Back to the start.
Queer Eye for the insane guy. Try buckles for style and extra long sleeves. Sound twisted? You try spending 2 days in this madhouse.
Sometimes I wish I joined the Rolling Stones when they asked me.
How you gonna get out of this one, Bunk? 9:30 Monday.
Hey, it's the Anderson twins. Mate, this is our big chance. It's gotta be our wingman.
Hi.
Push out your ears. Lee? Dad, do you know Chris is a great dancer?
No, I don't really care.
Two is new. What mates do.
Video Pro post-Christmas clearance. All stock must go. Sony Digital 8 Handycam crazy $699. Pay just $249 for this Palsonic 51cm TV. DVD players from only $79. Save $500 on a Thompson 100Hz widescreen TV. Massive savings at all stores. Sony Home Cinema Projector now $3,499. Save $500. LG 38cm LCD TV only $999. Post-Christmas clearance on now. Best deals, best brands. Video Pro.
One day, one night, Willowbank Raceway. Be at Queensland's home of drag racing on January 3 as Australia's best top fuel and top alcohol competitors go head-to-head. What better way to kick off the new year? Round 2 of top fuel, and top alcohol. Willowbank Raceway. Bring the family.
Leap ahead with a credit card that offers 5.99% per annum for 5 months. Conditions apply. See the bank.
Which bank? From now until the end of January, you can put your greeting cards and envelopes into a Planet Ark recycling bin at any Coles supermarket. Or go to an Australia Post outlet and pick up a free recycling envelope. It's a replied paid envelope. Just put your cards inside and post it free at any post box. Your cards will be turned into things like safe toilet tissue or packaging with the ARC recycling symbol. Over the last 10 years, we've recycled 500 million greeting cards and envelopes. Cards for Planet Ark. Your help is making a real difference.
Well, we've just had the highlights for 2003. These are highlights of a different kind. Plays of the week.
You must watch the ball. Just standing over the dumps and taking the return.
The Boxing Day test proved to be a real knockout.
Oh, it's takedown. Oh, sitting. Oh, it's another one.
In fact, the third test was all-out war.
Didn't bounce anywhere near and got him right on the point of the elbow.
What war? It used to be Desert Storm. Now it's the Gulf War. In another life, Rich Beam could have been a Marine because he sure can get out of the bunker. Yep, cricket proved to be the real battleground.
And that's a very, very serious blow there.
Luckily for Sarwin, the world's best batsman is also a doctor. But we don't need Dr. Lara to diagnose this. New Zealand lost the series to Pakistan, but the Kiwis got the last laugh. If looks could kill, Williams would make a pretty good assassin, but he shouldn't quit his day job just yet.
Oh, it's out. Brantley caught. Brad Williams again.
Home run hero Mark Maguire used to swing baseball bats pretty well. He's also pretty handy with a golf club.
Now there's some inspiration for all the celebrities teeing it up at Eagle Ridge Golf Course tomorrow in Victoria. The aim is to raise $50,000 for children's charity, so a great cause. That's it for now. Thanks for your company. I'm Ryan Phelan. I'll see you next time.